I'll be right there. I woke up late. My cats didn't wake me up in time. I'll be right there. Hold on.
necessary in the back.
Oh my God, I'm so late. Art Music, you became a member, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. That'll be the best $1.99 you ever spent. When I'm not late. I know, I'm trying to get the coffee. Hold on. Oh boy.
Jury service on page. Right.
Hold on.
Right. The opening where we're saying 19 others or 18 others, we could say including, and then list them.
Oh, I love you guys.
Why we need the
Good morning.
We'll get to that. I mean, that's for
You
way
have
down
a
the road when the jury would ever
yes.
actually see the indictment.
But still,
Oh,
Right. Worth flagging.
Hi.
Any thoughts there, Mr. Rafferty?
Hi.
Sorry. No. Just
So
including
sorry
the
I'm late.
names
Hi,
of the other co-defendants
always.
in the background
Hi,
section.
easily.
You're saying that the jurors need to be
Diana.
on notice.
Jen.
Your Honor, it probably does make sense in that introductory section for those other individuals.
Love
with
it.
Some of the names that everybody seems to know, to have them listed. So I tend to agree with the court that we should have all 19 defendants listed in the background section.
Okay.
Easily, is this a song? Because it's beautiful.
Now, Mr. Brennan. Yeah.
Also, 53.
I'll be on screen in a minute. I don't have any makeup on.
You know, what you're trying to, especially for you.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. I'm trying to go through each issue at a time. Mr. Rohr, any thoughts on adding co-defendants to the background section?
I think Mr. Rafferty's points made. It just keeps it clear. And my biggest concern in asking some of these questions is just to keep the individual order going so I can sort of see off the sheet who said what, so I don't generically ask that, waste 2 minutes for them, contemplating what they're thinking on the spot. I've already got it. So it's not that we're trying to get into it, but you and I both know we're going to ask about it. So let's just speed it along for us to see who can
Coffee's almost ready.
correctly order those questions on the individual versus just, you understand, being very general and vague about it, digging that way. Because even if there's only 8 or 9 people, it gives us 6-7 minutes and I'll just 2 minutes getting there, because you understand these are household names and people are going to know.
So, no, there's no doubt that all the names listed that we're asking for opinions on are well known and likely
I love singing
folks
that
do
song.
have opinions on them.
Easily. I love that song.
The bridge I'm not crossing here or not yet seeing is how an opinion on a witness is going to necessarily play into a fixed and definite opinion on the case at issue. Whether we can find a juror that's fair and impartial
Who doesn't
is
like
the ultimate question.
everyone
and so how they
hates
feel
everyone
about a
hates
particular
Sidney
witness.
Powell. What are we going to do about it?
Unless you're saying that we should ask this about every single, which essentially they're going to get a witness list at the very end of this where they're saying, do you know any of these people? We could tailor that to say, do any of these people provoke any reaction in you or
Oh,
affect
no,
your
that's
ability
a
to be fair
stupid
and
question.
impartial?
Are
Let's
you
kind of run an
kidding me?
opinion poll and highlight certain ones of them. That's giving me some pause.
Well, on 53, I just meant defendants first. I think that's something we have to get into. On 54, if it's giving Your Honor pause, we can just wrap it up
$150
into
for
the,
Sydney.
is the state's witness more
Palatable.
credible than the others that we ask all the time in the regular cases, and sort of just generically cover it in a more vague manner than listing possibly every witness that's high profile. My bigger concern is 53 with the defendants themselves, because if they're proving the full conspiracy, the names are going to come up whether it's redacted or not. And so I just want to be
Well, what about instead of, again, a Gallup poll listing every single one of them, it's more of a catch-all question of, you've heard the names of the other co-defendants. Does that affect
But that's
your opinion and your ability to consider Mr. Chesbrough and Ms. Powell? I think something along those lines,
That's
we're
so
getting
dumb.
better.
I'm sorry. I think it's
right.
dumb.
And depending on if they say yes or no, then
Do I get a vote?
moving in. I just thought that this would
He's tilting
make
his
it
head.
easier to follow
He is.
versus me asking those questions, which I will be asking individually. So it just sort of maybe cuts to the meat of the matter, because everybody's going to say they have an opinion, right? Unless you just don't watch the news. And then we ask all 19 of these questions individually versus, maybe they say no opinion and we can just skip through some of them instead of repeating ourselves 14 times.
Okay, let me go on to
You're just
Mr.
an
Rafferty
idiot.
and then I'll go back to the state.
Maybe you have a guilty
thoughts, sir?
client. No, I'm just kidding.
Your Honor, if the idea is that you would, for question 53, you've heard all the defendants in this case. If we could still just have them listed, just so we know that folks are actually looking at the names, so that they're not just flipping through the thing and trying to get through it. So that you don't want to have the very unfavorable to very favorable sort of range. At least, what are your
Oh my
opinions of the
God.
following defendants? Just have their names, and put a line at the end what their response is. That's what I would ask for, at least so we know what folks are thinking. Which I think is what you were suggesting, just not repeating all their names. And as it relates to the other question, 54, my thinking is I've tried to identify some of the extremely high-profile folks that are on the government's witness list, beginning with the governor, Alex Jones, Steve Bannon, Michael Flynn. These are very high-profile names that are in the media. And,
I just got all
I don't know
tingly.
what folks'
Did you guys
opinions
get
are,
all
if they have any,
tingly?
but my
I just
thinking
got
is
all tingly.
not every witness needs to be on there, but some of the folks that have been in the media most frequently that people are going to know, I'd be interested if they have any opinions about any of it.
Sorry.
That's just my
Okay. And thoughts from the state?
This is stupid.
Okay. Again, we think this is going to be duplicative of the question, have you heard or read or seen anything in the media about the following defendants or the case? And, their opinion about other co-defendants that were not on trial, I don't think that's going to get us into an inquiry or get us very far into whether their opinion is fixed and permanent and determine that they cannot be fair and impartial against these defendants themselves. And then going to 54 about the witness
All right,
list,
I'm just gonna run and get my
prejudging
coffee.
credibility here again. It's not appropriate. It's kind of like a question, they're kind of saying it also includes, persons on both sides of the spectrum, and who do you believe more? You kind of asking for people whose credibility do you think is more credible. And that's kind of like a question in Henderson v. State, 251, Georgia 398, that prohibited questions regarding the credibility of law enforcement officers over ordinary citizens.
All right. Well, when it comes to highlighting specific witnesses, I think that if defense counsel wants to use their time during individual voir dire just to generally go through that, I think that's their decision. But to highlight specific witnesses and just ask for opinions in the questionnaire itself, I don't think that is particularly relevant to the ultimate question of the impartiality of the juror. And so I would not add 54. 53, I'll take a look at that to see if it won't come in the form of the boxes, but if we need to add a question referring generally to the other co-defendants because defense counsel want to explore that. Again, I think it's probably going to be irrelevant to the fixed and definite opinion for the particular defendants on trial. But if that's something that they want to explore for their preemptories, I suppose I don't think that's unreasonable. It's more the form of it that gives me pause. So I'll take a look at that one and see how we can adjust it. Moving on in the questionnaire, the next point of contention I see brings us to the working copy 87, which is, do you have any opinion, either negative or positive, about the district attorney? The state had added in the qualifier that may affect your ability to be fair and impartial.
As I believe, we all want to believe we can be fair and impartial. But if they just offer their opinions, I think we're all in a better position to know if, based on what they say,
Oh, I forgot my lip.
they can in fact be fair and impartial. So that's our only thinking, and I think that's the reason why we made the same change that we made to 32 that we made here.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Aurora? Okay. From the state?
Their opinion about the general opinion of the district attorney has nothing to do with this case here, we believe. So, yeah, strike it or keep it as does it relate to you being fair and impartial here? I think that's the appropriate question that should be asked.
Right. I think we've been going, it's very much a fine line between jumping back and forth between opinions generally
See you guys.
and opinions that reach the qualification of the juror.
Where's my phone?
Again, I'm trying to recognize that this is a case that where these opinions may play into consideration here.
Okay, let me catch up.
So
Hold
I
on.
will.
Wait a minute.
I'll consider 87. I'm inclined
Oh my God.
to keep in the fair and impartial language, but I'll think it over.
Sleepy girl.
And then there was a following segment
Okay.
where the defense wanted to add in.
Her sister keeps wandering around looking for her.
We had general statements
Jim, what happened?
talking about various issues that
I'm bummed. My
are
dog got
likely to
out.
come up
He
during the
just
trial and asking
1
whether
minute she was
they
playing.
just generally their feelings on these statements. And the defense wanted to add in a couple more. I was already a bit kind of wary about the 5 that had made it in. But my initial reaction to these additions, which is defense going in order, I think that Trump and his associates tried to steal the election and throw out my vote. To me, that calls for a legal question. The next following, I think the First Amendment should not protect people who spread political misinformation about elections. Again, I think that calls for a legal opinion. I think every single person who is accused of helping Donald Trump try to overturn the election should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. To me, that calls for prejudgment. And there's a final one. There's another one. Again, I don't remember who, I guess it's the defense adding this in. I think MAGA Republicans are mostly made up of radicals and white supremacists. I'll hear argument on that. And then finally, I think anyone who publicly claimed that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump is guilty of spreading misinformation that undermines our democracy. And again, that to me very much seems like prejudgment and legal opinion here. So
Damn.
setting that all up,
And yet,
thoughts,
it's true.
reactions from both sides.
And yet, it's true. Oh my God, I'm not awake yet.
We think the questions that they added back in are, as you noted, prejudgment. They're basically testing the defense theories here, getting a shot at seeing what jurors are going to be receptive to before actually putting on their case in their argument.
Were any of those first 5 that were in this draft, were any of those the ones proposed by the state?
No, we actually objected to this
Okay.
whole section, Your Honor. I think you're thinking about the giving money to PACs and stuff like that.
Okay. So just generally, you think that this entire section is calling for prejudgment? Okay. Okay. Cool. Anyone from the defense want to go first? Mr. Rafferty.
What I would say with respect to proposed F, G, H, I, and J, similar to what was said originally about attitudes. I think if folks express responses to these about their attitudes, they might have already said that they can be fair and impartial. But if we get that sort of information from them, we
It's a
can
good
better
idea,
test
too.
whether in fact they can be fair and impartial. People are strongly agreeing that Trump and his associates tried to steal the election and throw out my vote. That's a person that I would have real concerns about. And the same would be true of G, H, I, and J. These are attitudinal type questions that we feel would bring out responses that would be able we would be able to use to test whether or not they can in fact be fair and impartial.
All right, I don't know if you're a stickler to the stick to one, so Mr. Aurora.
No, I don't care at all in this format.
These are issues in a normal case. I could see why this wouldn't be, this would be questionable. These are the issues in the case. So for example, I think Trump and his associates tried to steal the election and throw out my vote. Literally, that is why we're here. I see Mr. Wade shaking his head.
Well, there's no question that's why we're here.
Yeah.
But we always had a hard line in the sand about we're not going to come here and ask you, do you think he's guilty or not? We don't tell jurors to tell us how you're going to vote. Isn't that exactly what we're doing here?
No, we're
No, it's
asking
no
them
problem.
as,
Art, don't even
Mr.
worry about
Rafferty,
it.
I mean,
I know how to
all due
interpret them,
respect,
and they
it's
do
just ignoring
translate
science, and I
into
think the court is risking ignoring
YouTube, so
science
you're
too,
fine.
Which is, if you ask them simply, can you be fair and impartial on this? I know we're going back and forth, but I think it's related. They're always going to say yes. When you start asking them opinion questions that really, through a lot of thought of people who know about sociology and things of that nature, started asking, as Mr. Rafferty said, these attitudinal questions, then we're really going to be able to actually decide whether these folks are going to be able to be fair and impartial. To ask them simply, are you going to be fair and impartial? It
Oh,
is
never do.
completely
Never.
against all of the
You're good.
social
You're good,
science
Diana.
that is out there that says the only people who are going to say no to that question are the people who want off this jury. Everyone else, if they're going to convince themselves, of course I could be fair and impartial. So when we start asking,
Okay,
do
this
you
guy's
think that Trump and
really
his
hoping.
associates tried to steal the election, and we start getting their opinion on that? Now we, as the court, of course, most importantly, but also counsel could chime in. Now we're really starting to see
Oh my
whether
goodness
they truly
gracious.
can be fair and impartial. Because if they say yes to that, then Your Honor, I'll just preview for you. We're going to have to strike them for cause because
Please share
clearly
the please share this because I didn't warn anybody I was going to go live.
And
Thank you.
because that's what the state is attempting to prove, that's the allegations in their indictment, they've already come to a conclusion. They can't be on this jury. So these are simply the opinion questions that we think are getting to the true question the court is concerned with, which is, can you be fair and impartial? We just feel like if you simply just ask them that and delete all this other stuff, you're not going to get the right answer. And with all due respect, Your Honor, I'm not trying to reopen it, but if we only have, I know you said it wasn't 4 minutes and 15 seconds, but probably less than 10 minutes each juror, to Mr. Aurora's point, we're not just saying this, these we thought were questions that would help us go through that quicker, since Your Honor made such an emphasis, understandably, on we need to move through the jury selection once they get here. This way we could focus on what's important when we get up there, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I certainly recognize and I'm sympathetic to the idea that part of the role a jury questionnaire does is
Thanks, Jen.
focus,
I just saw it.
what we want to do during the individual questioning, allow us to hone in on what matters. But at the same time, and then counsel's obviously permitted follow-up during individual questioning, but that doesn't throw out the general standards about what you're allowed to ask jurors, period. I mean, even if you put it on the questionnaire, if it wasn't on the questionnaire and you were to ask this question, you'd get an objection. And I don't see how I could not sustain that. Right? I mean, I understand, I get completely what you're talking about when you say this is how we figure out what these jurors actually think. But ultimately, what I'm applying is decades of case law.
I want to try and make you a
We're not
mod
supposed to
just
be
to see if
asking
you
jurors
show
to
up
give
in
their opinion up
YouTube.
front.
Is that okay?
You know, you're going to be able to poke and prod all throughout individual questioning. And be able to find out pretty easily who is maybe a good juror for your theory of the case. But
Oh, I can't make you a mod because you're not in YouTube at
Your
all.
Honor, I would ask the court to just consider, even though the law is the law, and obviously if there is a case,
Yeah, I do have to see you.
Your Honor's going to apply
Yeah.
it, and there's nothing we can say
I have
to
to see you.
convince you otherwise, because you should. I believe it would be a big mistake for any of us to treat this case like a normal case.
We're gonna fix this.
Because it's unprecedented in the history of Georgia jurisprudence. And in fact, I've heard people on both sides, MSNBC on one side, Fox News on the other side, they all agree on one thing. It's unprecedented in the history of American jurisprudence. And so I think the realities are going to have to start kind of really sinking in here to make us realize this is not an ordinary case. The reason it's not an ordinary case is not because of anything that we did. It's because of how they charged it. They could have charged it a lot different. And we have to do this case different. And of course, that doesn't mean going against any court of appeals or Georgia Supreme Court precedent. But to the extent there's not, pretty much, Your Honor, I think all of the case law says, I believe, in essence, when it comes to these matters, the trial court has a lot of discretion. And I just think this case needs to be treated the way it should be, which is a case that has no parallels in the history of Georgia or American jurisprudence.
Doesn't matter. Too late, bud.
okay,
Everybody
last word
is
from the state on
fucking.
that.
I think you just heard it straight from Mr. Grubman. When he started, he says he wants you to disregard the law and the case law on what's going on just because it's a high-profile case. We still have to follow the law here, and we still have to follow. And what they're doing is basically asking them to prejudge the case and give them their ideas about their theories of defense that they're going to prove. So we ask you not to ask these questions on the jury questionnaire.
All right, I'll take it under advisement. Next section
There
in
you
public
go.
officials.
Well, there you go.
where it asked if you'd had the following experiences. I think the defense had added in state convention event or national convention event, just as a line edit. That's right. Works 97 on the working copy. Any thoughts from the state on that line edit?
No, we're good.
Okay.
I really think all of us should have copies so that we can follow along. I mean.
All right. And also, you know what? I'll
I'm
just
so
do this for the
tired.
record as well. I'm going to enter in the defense's track changes working copy as courts 3. And then the final questionnaire will be courts 4. I think that takes us through the end.
I missed that entire thing, by the way, just so you
Where did
know.
the court land on number 88?
Or did we? Oh, 88 was the officer credibility. I think that if we're not including the one against the particular defendants, the case law supports that being excluded as well.
Hi,
So I would
Melissa.
strike 88.
There's not enough coffee. Oh my God. Girl.
Anything else from the state, just on the questionnaire in general? Is there anything we need to tailor on that's to precede the witness list? Right now it says circle the name of any individual, do you have any association and or direct or indirect connection with?
While we're talking about witnesses.
Oh my
I think
goodness,
he has
my
to
nose is
follow up.
running.
We'd like to take up his court out 7.
Okay.
That's okay.
We will do that. Anything else from the state? Or excuse me, defense? Okay, Mr. Aurora?
Wait, what are you done? You
The
can't be
record,
done.
Maintain the objections. I know we've sort of
Sure, of course.
back and forth.
No. Any objections to what does not make the final cut are lodged for the record and noted. Okay. Sure. I think I'm just
Just
last
want you
call
to
for
know
anything on
that
the
you are
questionnaire.
there. You are here.
I'll try to get you that final
I can see.
copy by. I'm going to try to do that today. I'll send that by email. Okay, we can open it back up to anything else.
Your issue, Your Honor, you're making your emails and their responses exhibits record.
That's right.
And so
So all the declinations, I was going to file under seal.
Oh my God, my nose. Okay, my nose is running. I must be
and then what
gonna
courtroom
kiss
did
a
you
fool or
decide
have a
project?
fight.
Still working on that. We are trying to get one of the larger ones on the first floor.
Itchy.
We're still going to be doing individual voir dire here. But so for those 2 weeks that we're doing individual voir dire, give or take,
Starts next Monday.
we will be in here, and then we're going to line up a larger courtroom. For the trial itself,
No, just for during jury selection when the defendants are here.
that's a great point. So during jury selection, is it going to be the same 3 and 5?
I mean, there'll obviously be 2 more.
We can fit 4 chairs at that longer table that y'all are at.
Yeah.
The associates in the first.
I think we might.
Defendants, so we
Yeah,
have.
it was
Yeah, I think we might need to do that.
Maybe reserve, I think the court has already offered to reserve the first row.
I don't know what time zone you're in, Melissa, but I went.
Okay. So with that, there would still be enough room for the clients and
I didn't go to
counsel.
bed until like 2 a.m.
be passing notes and questions and whatever else you need to do.
I was listening to music.
First row coming
Yeah.
up here and stuff.
Yeah, we'll remember to block that out. Of course, I would imagine there'd be a ton of folks
Oh my God, Central.
clamoring to see individual voir
This is
dire
definitely
for 2
after
weeks,
midnight.
but We'll see.
You're here to see even.
I know. It's riveting stuff.
Oh, tired.
Okay. What else? Yes, sir.
Just drove
When we're
through
done
coffee.
for now, though, on the record,
Yes.
anything else? Okay.
Yes, Jen.
All right, we'll be off the record. We'll see
Trump
you
can't pay his bills.
Friday.
What? That was it?
I'm gonna turn off 3 for you.
Fucking pissed. I'm pissed. Fuck. All right. Well, something else has got to be happening, right?
We can shut the courtroom down.
About
Yes, sir.
1:20 a.m. So 10:20. Oh, okay. So yeah, that would have been midnight. What? I mean, it's pretty obvious. I just woke up.
R-M-I-C-K. N-I-C-K. Perfect. And you are.
Okay. Well, that's horribly disappointing. I'm disappointed. What? Wait, what? Okay, wait. Is there nothing else on? Is there nothing? That was it? Wait a minute. I'm gonna try and find some other stuff. Hold on. Just hold on. Just everybody, just calm down. Calm down. Let me find what's going on here. Let me see what else is going on. Oh my god. It's gonna be that kind of day. It's gonna be that kind of day. I really didn't hear any of that. I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real, as the kids would say. I didn't hear any of that. But you know what? I have stuff. I have a lot of stuff. What did I want? Wait, what? Wait. What were you singing easily? Some John Denver song? I thought I had a bunch of stuff to watch in my watch later. Oh, you know what? Let's go over bookmarks. Hold on. I'm gonna look at my bookmarks because I actually save a lot of really good stuff in my bookmarks. So hold on, everybody. Hold on. I thought there was other stuff happening today. Trump trial in DC. Oh yeah, he's not there though, right? Kyle Cheney has a good thread. Okay, we'll go there. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Hold on. These are my bookmarks, but let me go to Kyle. Kyle Cheney. Kyle Cheney. No relation. Kyle Cheney. Here we go. New. It's hard to imagine a more consequential moment for Trump, other than the verdict itself, than an order by Judge Chutkan sharply curbing his penchant for invective against his perceived enemies. Oh, yes. At a court hearing, the judge will consider Jack Smith's demand that Trump be formally ordered to stop attacking potential witnesses against him. I'll go to the article in a minute. But Trump has spent a year fashioning the justice system as his enemy, assailing witnesses who have testified against him and relitigating the conduct at the heart of the charges against him. That doesn't work when you're a criminal defendant. Here's the story. Happening now. Trump gag order hearing is approaching. Spotted on the line for the public gallery. Rep. Marjorie Three Toes is there. Is Ivan there? No. Judge Chutkan has taken the bench. In the courtroom is, from Jack Smith team, AUSA Molly Gaston, AUSA Thomas Wyndham, FBI agent Jamie Garman, Trump lawyers John Lauro, Greg Singer, Todd Blanche, Emil Bove, Stephen Weiss. Chutkan is not going to place many constraints on Trump lawyers if they conduct a poll of the jury pool, but she is not going to prevent or micromanage the defense's use of a survey. What? Okay. She will want to scrutinize methodology if Trump uses the survey to move for change of venue. Interesting. Now Chutkan is going... Oh, I'm really tired. Chutkan is going through the standards of witness intimidation laws, which she notes bar, quote, the knowing use of intimidation, threats, corrupt persuasion, and knowing harassment. These prohibitions apply to everyone, she notes. AUSA Gaston for the prosecution. The government's sole objective with this motion is to ensure the fair administration of justice by preventing extrajudicial statements that prejudice the trial. We have no interest in stopping the defendant from running for office or defending his reputation. Chutkan pressing Gaston on how she defines disparaging, inflammatory, and intimidating, since they could be interpreted broadly. Oh, so true. She also says that she's concerned that prosecutors are asking her to decide which of Trump's comments are fair or cross the line. Gaston says she recognizes the challenge of crafting a precise gag order here, but the answer cannot be that the defendant is permitted to intentionally try this case in the court of public opinion and intentionally prejudice the venire. I'm hoping I said that right. Chutkan, despite her concerns, also wonders whether the proposed order doesn't go far enough to prevent Trump from publicly praising potential witnesses by saying things like, "I know witness X will do the right thing when he testifies." Chutkan to Lauro. Mr. Trump is a criminal defendant. He is facing 4 felony charges. He is under the supervision of the criminal justice system, and he must comply with the conditions of release. He does not have the right to say and do exactly as he pleases. Hold on, I need to make this smaller so I can keep an eye on you guys. What's this? Sunshine on my shoulders. I love that song. Okay, wait, I'm back. Okay. Oh, and must comply with the conditions of release. He does not have the right to say and do exactly as he pleases. Lauro agrees, but says existing pretrial conditions and orders already cover these matters. No additional gag is necessary. Quote, these prosecutors want to prevent President Trump from speaking out on the issues of the day. He says the issues are inextricably tied to the campaign. Lauro says Trump has abided by his pretrial conditions, Your Honor. Judge Chutkan, I'm going to take issue with that. Chutkan also pushes back on Laurel's complaint that trial is happening before the election. This trial will not yield to the election cycle, and we will not revisit the trial date. Try again. Gaston says any gag order violation could include financial penalties, an admonishment from the judge, or reconsider his pretrial release. Chutkan inquiring on how these options would work if enforcement becomes necessary. Lauro says it's impossible. My client can't be held. He's unholdable. Lauro to Chutkan. Wait, Lauro to Chutkan. What you have put in place is working. Chutkan laughing. I have to take issue with that, you ridiculous moron of a man. Chutkan notes that Smith has presented evidence of actual effect of Trump's statements on witnesses and other matters. Lauro says Trump calling D.C. a, quote, filthy, crime-ridden city, end quote, where he couldn't get a fair trial was not meant to disparage residents of D.C., but to criticize the Biden administration, which, as we all know, runs D.C. I didn't know that Joe was in charge of the garbage pickup in D.C., but apparently, children, he is. He is, darlings. He is. He lost. No, really. You're in a cult. Okay. Well, let's go to the article. Let's go to the article. I suppose it's the same thing. Okay, here we go. Can Donald Trump be gagged? That's the question at the heart of a federal hearing Monday when U.S. District Court Judge Tanya Chutkan will consider whether to order the former president to stop attacking potential witnesses, prosecutors, and court officials involved in his federal case over election fraud. If Chutkan agrees that Trump's penchant for public invective should be restrained, it will be his first brush with court-ordered consequences in a criminal case. Consequences that, at least in theory, could be backed by the threat of jail time. And a gag order would immediately raise 2 questions that could define his bid. I can't even see this because I'm so fucking blind and tired. I'm blind and tired. Da, 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 da. Wait, what? Oh, wait, what? Okay. And a gag order would immediately raise two questions that could define his bid to retake the White House. Is Trump capable of abiding by a court-ordered restriction on his speech? And what is Chutkan prepared to do if he isn't? Monday's here in Washington right now. We just read about it. We'll clear it all up. Special counsel Jack Smith urged Chutkan to impose a gag order, citing a barrage of Trump's recent statements and social media posts aimed at Smith and his team. The court, and several people who might testify against him on charges related to his effort to subvert the 2020 election. My goodness, what a long sentence that was. Trump's statements may intimidate witnesses, stoke threats of violence, and taint the D.C. jury pool as Trump's March 4th, the pre-Ides of March, trial of Portia, Smith argued in court papers. Chutkan, for her part, has already warned the former president about his out-of-court comments. She notified Trump in August that his incendiary commentary related to the trial might lead her to expedite his case to avoid sustained efforts to prejudice the jury pool. Prosecutors say Trump has nevertheless used his Truth Social platform to attack known witnesses against him, including most recently his suggestion that Mark Milley, the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, might deserve to be, well, shall we say, put to death. Trump and his lawyers have framed the issue as a matter of free speech, contending that his commentary on witnesses and prosecutors is fair game and indeed a central issue in his 2024 presidential bid. Restraining his commentary would have the effect of tipping the political scales against him and would put the court in a position of constantly policing his rhetoric as the campaign unfolds, his lawyers say. Chutkan, an appointee of former President Barack Obama, because we have to mention that, has repeatedly vowed not to consider Trump's political fortunes in her decision-making. And in fact, many criminal this is a good morning for me. Many criminal defendants face sharp restrictions on their ability to comment on matters connected to their cases, particularly when those comments would conceivably influence the outcome. Oh no, actually the facts are influencing the outcome, darlings, I know. Pesky. If Trump were to violate a potential gag order, enforcement would fall to Chutkan, who has a range of options ranging from gentle warnings to pretrial incarceration. It's hard to imagine a scenario in which she orders the former president jailed before trial, but you know what? It shouldn't be, because no one is above the law, though his rhetoric may test the premise. Still, short of detention, Chutkan could impose other restrictions, such as limits on his use of social media or access to the internet. Any consequence she were to impose on Trump would become instant grist for Trump's attacks on the court and the justice system, a dynamic Chutkan is plainly aware of. The former president is already subject to a narrow gag order in another case, the New York and civil fraud trial of Trump and his business empire, which Trump attended earlier this month. During the proceedings, Trump posted a social media attack on Justice Arthur Engoron's top clerk, including a picture of her and a link to her Instagram account. When Engoron learned of the post, he quickly ordered Trump to refrain from publicly commenting on his aides and staff. Trump has continued to publicly attack the judge himself, and in a post Thursday, broadly described Engoron's aides as Trump haters. Aren't we all? Trump has launched similar attacks against his adversaries in the array of other criminal and civil matters he's facing. He has, for instance, called the district attorneys in Manhattan and Fulton County, Georgia, both of whom have brought criminal charges against him and both of whom are black, as, quote, racist. Smith's proposed order in the D.C. criminal case would be far more significant than Engoron's limited directive. It would bar Trump and his attorneys, quote, from making or authorizing statements to the media or in public settings, including through social media, that pose a substantial likelihood of material prejudice to this case, end quote. Those statements would include, quote, regarding the identity, testimony, or credibility of prospective witnesses, and, quote, disparaging and inflammatory or intimidating statements about any party, witness, attorney, court personnel, or potential jurors. Yeah, that's right. I'm Dan Crenshaw, god damn it. Trump's ability to attack his perceived adversaries, including those investigating him for alleged wrongdoing, has been central to his hold for political power for the past 8 years. and Trump has often disregarded the advice of his own attorneys and advises when mounting his pointed attacks. But rules that can be imposed on criminal defendants are far stricter than the virtually boundary-free arena of political campaigns. And it's unprecedented for a candidate with as potent a bully pulpit as Trump to mount sustained attacks on the institution and individuals involved in his own criminal cases. In their request for a gag order last month, prosecutors cited a wide range of Trump's recent statements. They include generally ominous statements like his August 4th post that closely followed his indictment in D.C. Quote, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you, but it'll take me a minute." That I added that last part. And they include more targeted statements aimed at Chutkan herself, as well as specific prosecutors on Smith's team. He derided Chutkan as an Obama appointee judge, who would not possibly give him a fair trial, prosecutors noted. And they added that he reposted another user's attack on Chutkan as a, quote, fraud dressed up as a judge and a, quote, radical Obama hack. Well, Trump's attorneys responded that the order proposed by Smith would unconstitutionally bar Trump from speaking during the most sensitive months of the upcoming presidential campaign. Well, not everybody gets to run for president. How about that? The prosecution may not like President Trump's entirely valid criticisms. Zingy. Attorneys Gregory Zinger, John Lauro, and Todd Blanche wrote, is there a, honey, let's name him Todd. Who does that? I'm sorry, Todds. To the Todds everywhere, I'm sorry. That name is ridiculous. But neither it nor this court are filter for what the public may hear. Well, no fucking joke. But prosecutors replied with renewed urgency after Trump mounted a series of late September attacks on Milley and former President Mike Pence, saying he shouldn't be able to use his political candidacy as a cover for harassing witnesses. Milley told the House January 6th Select Committee that he encountered Trump repeatedly during the final frenetic weeks of his administration, saying Trump privately acknowledged he had lost the election despite his public claims to the contrary. Pence became the object of Trump's last-ditch bid to remain in power on January 6, 2021. Well, actually, he tried some stuff after that, too, and the target of Trump's fury when he refused to acquiesce. Quote, no other criminal defendant would be permitted to issue public statements insinuating that a known witness in this case should be executed, Smith's team argued. This defendant should not be either. I said, good day, sir. I said, good day. Let me give you the link to the article. Wow, I'm so sorry I was late this morning. I actually did wake up early. And then I did wake up early, and then I went back to sleep, and then the cats didn't wake me up when they should have. I'm just saying. This is the cat's fault. This is the kitty's fault. So what's happening with what's his name? Wait, what? Oh God, I'm so tired. Do you know how when your body's tired? Do you know when your body is tired? Yeah. Oh, you're so nice. I tried a new browser with a new sign-on and remained invisible? Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me make sure. I don't know what's going on, and it's really pissing me off, actually. Anybody have an issue where they don't show up on YouTube, or they show up for a minute and then their comments start disappearing as if they've been banned, but they haven't? Anybody have that happen recently? I don't see any. I only see Twitch comments. I don't see YouTube. You know what though? Hold on. Hold on. I know what I'm doing. Hold on. I know what I'm doing. I know what to do. I mean, it's not a permanent solution, but I think it will. I mean, if you were able to show up on someone's channel when you were a mod, I think if we make you a mod, then It's fine. You don't have to do anything. You know how this goes. I don't have. Oh, where's my dashboard? Where's my mods? Oh wait, here we go. Community. Okay. Hold on to a minute. Hold on to a minute. Ba, ba. Oh, there you are. There you are. This is so weird. You show up on some things. What's your handle? I don't even know what your handle is. Wow, this is weird. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to. I saw you just a minute ago. How come I didn't see you? I just saw you a minute ago. And then you like disappeared. Oh, there you are. Okay. Wait, okay. I don't know what your alt is. Okay. I made you a mod. And so I don't know if I'm curious. Wait, why didn't it? Oh, no, I didn't. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh my God. Why is this so hard? There. Okay. You are now, can you try YouTube again? Can you try? Yeah, I got it now, I think. 9:40. Wait, so that's 9. That's 10:45. 10 to 5 a.m. Oh God, Paulina, let's find another. I was thinking about that. I was thinking I wanted to do a late night thing, but it doesn't have to be that late night. I should do some stuff during the morning too. Now you're blue. Okay, so but you show up. Now I see you under your YouTube sign on, whereas I didn't see you under your YouTube sign on before. So that's fine. It's cosmetic, people. Nobody panic. It's just cosmetic so that because we've got some kind of glitch is happening where people's I know, I don't understand. I will show you my YouTube studio. Like there's literally nowhere on there where like I've got a few people banned, but it's like people we know. You were there the whole time. See, this is what's so I don't understand what's happening. Have you tried this in others, where you're not a mod? Has this happened in other chats? Oh my God, I look like a fucking. How embarrassing. Oh, I know. Pauline, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I think I want to figure out. Well, first of all, okay, let me talk about the fact that I absolutely have never happened elsewhere. Well, I don't understand what's different about mine. That's silly. That's just silly. That's silly. Why would it happen? I wonder. Suppose this could be how Anne blocked you. But I haven't blocked you. I mean, I haven't even not even when you make me mad. No, I'm just kidding. You don't make me mad. No, I haven't. I haven't blocked anyone in years. Okay, that's not true. But I mean, I block like bots and shit, not like real people. It's crazy. I don't understand. Suggesting maybe that never did. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, he might not have. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. It seems like it just started happening though. That's anyway. Well, it doesn't matter. Here we are. You're here now. I'm telling you. I am telling you. I am telling you. Yeah, I woke up at like 6 a.m. and I actually literally, like, I woke up at 6 a.m. and I literally looked at fucking McAfee's fucking court room and nothing was listed there. Now, granted, I knew, but then I fell back asleep. And I was hoping the kitties would wake me up, and they didn't. Hi, Badger. Badger, Badger, Badger. Yeah. Well, I wanted to, let's see. Here, I'm going to share my, what? Oh, well, this is not what I'm not going to that, but you know what I'm saying. I want to go here. I want to go to my bookmarks. Okay, these are my bookmarks. I love my bookmarks. I haven't spent a whole lot of time. Good morning, Badger, Badger, Badger. Badger, Badger, Badger. Anyway, so these are my bookmarks. What is this? What is this? Oh, these are things I just like to save. Director Ray addresses International Association of Chiefs of Police. What is this? October 14th, 2023. So this is Chris Ray. I don't know why, but that seemed like something I wanted to read. Okay. That seems like something I want to read. And then, okay, so that's fine. I'm not gonna. Oh, this I found really interesting. I don't know this account very well, Tomas Puello, so I don't really know what their worldview is. But I was interested because I don't understand the history of this bookmarks and bong hits. We've moved into a new show. But I thought this was a very interesting thread. Oh, top chat. Oh yeah. I thought this was a very interesting thread from I'm fascinated with the history. And so this guy starts off this thread with who has a fair claim to the region of Israel and Palestine. And again, I don't know what his worldview is, so I need to look into it. This is why I bookmark things so that I can go back and look into them a little more. But he has a very interesting thread about all the different, like going chronologically about different peoples that were in that region. And he has all these historical maps. I'm fascinated. I think it's fascinating. And again, I'm always looking at these things with a bit of I'm looking for their bias. And I'm looking for how they present their facts. So far, he seems to be pretty straightforward. Like I'm just presenting factual information. But anyway, I don't know. I found it interesting. I don't want to go into it too much because again, I don't know if he's like a nut job or not. But I don't think he's. But look at this. This is a very extensive thread. Anyway, let me know if you want links to any of these. But wow, see, like it's just so. Yeah. So look at someone's calling him out that he's trying to sound unbiased, but he's. So this is why I'm careful, like with reading these, because I want to understand what their worldview is and whether or not their worldview is skewed by bias or whatever, right? Media literacy. Media literacy. Boop. Oh, here we go. This is a good one too. Oh my God, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. All right. So this is Chris Rufo. Chris Rufo is a political operative. I don't know too much about him, but he did block me. And he's a political operative who has helped push some of the most destructive, hey, Jen, the most destructive tenets that have been pushed out to divide. And so, for example, he really pushed this anti-CRT and all that shit. So he's really an architect of some fuckery and needs to be called out a whole lot more. So the Tennessee Holler, a great account. to follow. Just Piper, also a great account to follow. This grifter always says the quiet part out loud for those too dumb to read between the lines. He created the CRT panic. This is such a good, I need to like that. I love Jess. Now he's working to connect terrorists to academia. Share this. Put it on all your socials. He did it once. He can do it again. And he did do it. Because we were talking about CRT is because of this man right here. That is who. So Chris Rufo tweeted out on the 13th of October, conservatives need to create strong association between Hamas, BLM, DSA, and academic decolonization in the public mind. Connect the dots, then attack, delegitimize, and discredit. Make the center leftists avow them, make them political untouchables. Listen. And if you don't think this guy has an impact on that level of dialogue, CRT says, hold my beer. It is. Thank you. Powerbeard. I love this guy. He's really cool. I've spent a lot of time in spaces with him. It's amazing how few people control the narrative for the entire Republican Party. It is fascinating to me. This is why they seem difficult, because they are tight. And when you are a MAGA and you're looking around from right to left, all around you, and your entire ecosystem is marching to the same drum, if you don't have critical thinking skills, and if you are in a victim mentality, like, oh, woe is me, like, my eggs are expensive because somebody's trying to hurt me. If you marry those two things together, you've got a mobilized base that will never view the left as anything but pure evil communists. Do you see what I mean? So it's not that it works for everybody in the Republican Party, but it works for enough. And I'm going to say it again. I'm so fucking mad. If you call yourself a Republican and you think this stuff is unacceptable, then where the fuck are you? Because I don't hear anybody. I literally, and I'm going to be this clear about it. I don't hear anyone saying these. Oh, they are the unexpensive? Oh, I thought they were expensive. Oh. I mean, we need someone who calls themselves a Republican, who sees this fuckery and stands up and says, this is not my party or whatever, right? Like, this is not acceptable. You cannot just continue to lie. There has to be kind of, I don't know. Why? You can't tell me that Democrats are, like, for some reason more reasonable. Like, you can't tell me that. That's not possible. Like, there's got to be some base human qualities that we have. Not many. Yeah. Right, Diana? Adam Kinzinger. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're saying something and I don't hear them. I know, like, Lincoln Project and got a little money. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Yeah, they just don't. We got to please our own. Yeah. Anyway, so that's Chris Rufo. Please call this shit out. And I said, this is really fucking important. And I also posted that Chris Rufo blocked me a long time ago, and I'm proud of that. Who? Larry Hogan sounds like he'd like attention on Twitter. Ooh, really? Larry Hogan? I might go after. I will go after Larry. Does Larry need some love? Good. I'll give him some love. Okay, and then this one, oh, this was the one for today. This is the 10. So, when I do this, I could look at it and say, oh, look, Lolo, it's at 10 a.m. on Monday. So that means it's at 7 a.m., Lolo. So you've been busted. You just you didn't read this bookmark. You just put this bookmark away and you went, okay, I'm going on my happy way. Here we go. What's this? Murray Waz. From April 8th, 2021. He's trying to talk to what used to be Republicans. Hate-based, the disinfected. Yes. I know. I don't, you got an email from the country club reviewing holiday attire. No plunging necklines are allowed. Well, then you're going to need to keep that low-cut polyester shirt at home, Jim. Don't bring it to the disco at the country club. Okay. The DoD Inspector General has uncovered evidence that Michael Flynn accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars from foreign interests and governments despite repeated warnings that his conduct might be illegal. This is from 2021. No guillotines. You know what is expensive these days? Butter. I don't know. Do you want to read it? Okay, well, we'll come back. If you guys want me to read that, I will, but I don't want to bore you. I really don't. Jake Sherman. I really don't like Jake Sherman. I'm sorry. I know that's an unpopular, but I really just don't like Jake Sherman. I think he's full of himself, and I don't think he's that funny, but here he is in my bookmarks. So who's the fool? All right, what does this say? New. House Republicans are considering 4 amendments today to change the threshold to nominate a speaker. Here are all 4. Chip Roy has his, which has been modified. Timmons has a similar one. Bazinga has one that strips committee assignments to those who won't back the nominee. Okay, that's weird. I told my coworker who fell into a hate group. Wait, let's come back here. I want to spend some time with you guys. That my heart was broken because he has family. Oh, that's so good, Jen. That's really great. That's fucking great. That is so great. Well, if Larry Hogan needs our support, then we need to support Larry Hogan in getting the message across to former whatchamacallits. Okay, so let's see. What now? All right, so that's Jake Sherman. Yeah, fluff pieces. This is Jake Sherman thinking that that's news. I'm just kidding. New. Found the Fulton County, Georgia v. Trump court docket. It's all at Justice Fulton Clerk. Oh, wait. Court documents. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I hadn't looked at this. Oh. Yeah, I know. I'm not supporting him. You know what I mean, though. Like, tell him to keep doing it. Tell him to be better. Be better. No, he's a dick. I mean, he did try to have the National Guard ready on January 6th. So I do kind of give him that. Do kind of wish ours like him. I think, well, but doesn't he? I mean, I think he could probably. Yeah. Oh, it's so weird. So weird. No. Isn't that so weird? I just think it's so weird. Oh, no problem. Okay, so this, let's see. So this is really great. Oh my God, I can't even see it. Oh. Motion conference. Oh my God, there's so much. This is DeSantis, Flynn versus United States. Oh, baby. I'm putting this link in. Yeah, here's a little gem. I'm going to drop a little gem in chat right about now. Yeah, I did. Court dockets, baby. Oh, I could just spend a whole rainy weekend with this. Mm, 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 mm. This is why I keep bookmarks. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I forgot I had that. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Luke. Oh, and then this I don't know how you guys feel about Paul Krugman. I like Paul Krugman. I don't think very little cost. I don't agree with him, but I just always find these little source pieces kind of interesting, and then people added context, which I thought was interesting. Year over year inflation at 3.7. That's interesting. All right. Anyway, so that's fun. And then I love Amanda Gorman, our national poet laureate. If she's not, she should be. So yeah. And then let's see, going back to October. Let me see if there's anything else fun here. Jim Jordan. What is this? Jim Jordan tried to help. Okay, let's pull this up since we're gonna be talking to Jimmy Jordan. And if I was Jimmy Jordan, I would have a big car. And when I drove my car, I'd pull up to the bar and tell them I'm Speaker of the House. Say. Okay. Why did little Jimmy Jordan, little Jimmy Jordan, little Jimmy Jordan? You know what? I like to ask for preemptive pardons because you don't know how naughty I'm gonna get. You just don't know. You don't know. I get real naughty. I might need a presidential pardon too. Hey Joe, I'm feeling a little naughty today. There are the Disney papers. Yes. There are the Disney papers in there. Hey, whoa. Hey, Mother Jones, calm down with your pop-ups, you fucking capitalist pigs. Fucking Mother Jones, capitalist pigs. Fucking capitalist pop-ups. Fucking Jesus Christ. Here, actually, let's do this so you can see a little bit. Oh, actually, I guess that's not even very good. Ah! I don't need to have it. Yikes. Okay, wait, what? All right, here we go. Jimmy Jordan has a car and he pulled up to the bar and they told him, "You get out of here, you nerd." And he said, "What are you doing and why are you being so mean?" Ah! I don't understand a damn. Wait, what? Jen's got something to say here. I can't believe these folks are still fucking with us. Trump is the nominee. I don't understand. Oh my God, Jen, can we take a minute? Can we just take a fucking minute? Can we take a minute? Honest to God. Yay, you're still here. I can't. Here we are. Here we are. How? Why? Oh, thanks, Diana. Why? I can't. I don't understand. We're still there. We're still right there. Thank you. Florida has to release its... Oh, I did hear about this, Jim. When's that going to happen? When's that going to happen? Ugh. I feel like my face is like smushed. Yay. Okay. Yeah, when's that going to happen, Jim? Okay. Rep Jim Jordan, like Kevin McCarthy. The man he hopes to replace as House Speaker lies a lot. Jordan's rapid-style monologues on topics such as Russia's attack on the 2016 election, Donald Trump's 2019, I cannot read, effort to extort Ukraine, Hunter Biden, and internet censorship are often loaded with allegations that are demonstrably false. He has made pushing pro-Trump disinformation a priority for the GOP caucus. As the House Judiciary Committee chairman, he presides over a subcommittee on the supposed weaponization of the federal government that is mostly devoted to furthering Trump's claim that the former president is a victim of the deep state and facing 4 indictments only because of a vast conspiracy. Jordan uses that post to promote the belief system of the Fox News bubble. And though he may stand out from his colleagues on brazenness, on most topics, his fibs align with his fellow House Republicans. But Jordan, a leading contender for the speakership, does differ from his GOP colleagues in an important way. His unique role in helping Trump to try and steal the 2020 election and launch the January 6th riot. Even little Jimmy Jordan had an angle.
For the first time in history, a sitting president get more votes than he got the previous time, but comes up short? I never once said that this thing was stolen.
They were going to win the election after the election, and that's what they did with this crazy mail-in ballot scheme.
The American people deserve to hear the truth on Wednesday. They deserve to understand what exactly took place in these states where they did not follow the Constitution. They couldn't do it in a constitutional fashion, so they changed election law in an unconstitutional manner. There was fraud on top of the unconstitutional way they ran the election. Then they added fraud on top of it, and that's why President Trump wasn't elected president. Over a third of the electorate think this election was rigged. He got 11 million more votes than he did in 2016, and House Republicans won 27 of 27 toss-up races. But somehow, the guy who never left his house wins the election. And 60 million people, 60 million Americans think it was stolen. I never once said that this thing was stolen.
Oops, but you did, bitch. But you did. Except you did, bitch. Except you did. Let's see. Let me see. Do. Karma is in Florida. And they're the real. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. What? Huh? What? Huh? Oh, temperature rising. Gal put up the Pelosi film trailer. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Wait. That's on HBO, right? Is that on HBO? I can't. I know. She watched it last night and sent messages to all of us, and it was like, that was fucking amazing. She said it was really amazing. So we have to watch that. I wonder if we can, I don't want to, we have to figure that out. Okay. Anyway, back to Jimmy Jordan. Many Republicans endorsed Trump's big lie about the election, but Jordan was only one of a handful of congressional Republicans. I need this a little bit bigger. Thank you very much. Wait. Many Republicans appear eager to ignore that. Yet by embracing Jordan, they tie themselves further to that attack on democracy and the Constitution. Let me tell you right now, no, I disagree with that statement, Mother Jones. The Republicans are currently tying themselves to that lie. I don't care, to a singular Republican. You are all complicit unless you today stand up and say, no more, I'm not doing this. Unless you truly stand up and say, I am going to fucking work for the goddamn country and not for some dude, whoever he is. Jordan was an early and enthusiastic recruit in Trump's war on the Republic and reality in public and in private. Days after the November election, he spoke at a Stop the Steal rally in front of the Pennsylvania state capitol. He spread election conspiracy theories within right-wing media. He endorsed Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell's bogus claims that the Dominion voting systems and Smartmatic had robbed Trump of electoral victory. He called for a congressional investigation of electoral fraud for which there was no evidence and demanded a special counsel be appointed. He endorsed state legislatures canceling vote tallies and selecting their own presidential electors. He urged Trump not to concede. He demanded Congress not certify Joe Biden's victory in the ceremony scheduled for January 6. Behind the scenes, he schemed with Trump. The final report of the House Select Committee on January 6 lays out the damning details Jordan's participation in Trump's election thwarting machinations. Representative Jordan was a significant player in President Trump's efforts. This is interesting because I didn't really know what Jim's role was. He participated in numerous post-election meetings in which senior White House officials, Rudolph Giuliani and others, discussed strategies for challenging the election. Chief among them claims that the election had been tainted by fraud. I truly thought that Jim Jordan wasn't important enough to be like cold turkey. You got me. Wait, what? I read you in a Lennon voice rather than Greek chorus. That's a good one. I didn't think Jim Jordan was important enough to be included in the coup plans. Does that make sense? So I am actually curious. That's why I bookmarked this, because I'm curious. I'm not sure if I totally understand his role other than just being like a stupid ass cheerleader, right? Like I totally get that. This part makes sense to me, but just in terms of his actual like machinations, doesn't really make sense. Okay. Okay, wait. As early as November, Jordan was involved in discussions with Jordan was one. Hello. What? Why are you just like trying to fuck with me here? Okay. What? Tainted by fraud. Okay. 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 Whatever. As early as November, Jordan was involved in discussions with White House officials about Vice President Pence's role on January 6th. The report noted conversations that focused on whether Pence could block the certification of Biden's win. Jordan was one of 10 Republican members of Congress who attended a White House meeting on December 21st, where the topic was how to pressure Pence to undo the election. What understanding, if any, did Trump have with Jordan? The January 6th committee did not find out. This is my point. And Jordan has never fully explained his role in Trump's scheming, let alone apologized. He refused to cooperate with the House January 6th committee's investigation. And now he is close to becoming House Speaker, second in line to the presidency, without accounting for his participation in Trump's attempt to overturn the election. What country is this? Who are we? Why did so many people die in order for this country to persevere? If this was how we were going to treat it. I just don't understand this. All right. But the committee did uncover evidence that Jordan was hatching some plan with Trump to mount a coup. On December 27th, 2020, the defeated president held a phone call with acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen and acting Deputy Attorney General Richard Donahue. Trump insisted that there had been widespread fraud in the election and raised numerous allegations that had been debunked. Rosen and Donahue repeatedly told Trump that there was no evidence of significant wrongdoing. Trump pushed the pair to publicly state that this had been an illegal election. He cited 3 Republican politicians who were supporting his claim of a stolen election: Scott Perry from Pennsylvania, Doug Mastriano, a Pennsylvania state senator, and Jordan, whom he praised as a fighter. Okay, that's the part I didn't really pick up on. So when Rosen said to Trump that the Justice Department couldn't, quote, snap its fingers and change the outcome of the election, Trump responded, quote, I don't expect you to do that. Just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republican congressmen. So that's who they were. Okay. Trump did not explain what he meant or what the GOP House members, presumably including Jordan, intended to do if the Justice Department falsely declared the election fraudulent. Rosen and Donahue refused to issue such a statement. On January 2nd, but you know what? They didn't say anything publicly. On January 2nd, 2021, Jordan led a conference call in which he, Trump, and other members of Congress discussed strategies for delaying the January 6th joint session of Congress, where the election results would be certified. Quote, during that call, according to the January 6th committee, the group also discussed issuing social media posts encouraging President Trump supporters to march to the Capitol on the 6th. An hour and a half later, President Trump and Representative Jordan spoke by phone for 18 minutes. It is not publicly known what the two discussed. 3 days later, Jordan texted White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows to pass along advice that Pence should, quote, call out all the electoral votes that he believes are unconstitutional as no electoral votes at all, end quote. Well, that's one right there now, isn't it, darlings? That's just one right there, isn't it, darlings? On January 6th, a day of violent chaos and insurrection, Jordan spoke with Trump by phone at least twice. As the committee noted, Jordan has, quote, has provided inconsistent public statements about how many times they spoke and what they discussed. Oh, I remember that. Oh my God, that was the best interview with him. Oh my God, we got to find that. That day, Jordan also received 5 calls from Rudy Giuliani, Rudy Tooty, fresh and colludie, and the two connected at least twice in the evening as Giuliani was attempting to encourage members of Congress to continue objecting to Biden's electoral votes. In the days after January 6, Jordan spoke with the Trump White House staff about the prospect of presidential pardons for members of Congress. It is obvious that Jordan knows a lot about Trump's attempt to sabotage the constitutional order and the run-up to the January 6 riot, but he has refused to share any of this with the public. On May 12, 2022, the January 6 committee subpoenaed several Republican members of Congress, including Jordan, Scott Perry McCarthy, and Andy Biggs, to obtain information related to its investigation. Jordan and the others refused to cooperate. Fun fact, Andy Biggs is one of the best friends of Ron Watkins, who's also known as something monkey, Code Z monkey. He's part of the 8chan family. Yes. The committee referred to Jordan, McCarthy, Perry, and Biggs. Jordan, McCarthy, Perry, and Biggs. Jordan, McCarthy, Perry, and Biggs. Jordan, McCarthy, Perry, and Biggs to the House Rules or the House Ethics Committee for sanction for failing to comply with the subpoenas. Naughty, naughty. The committee noted that Jordan and the others should be, quote, should be questioned in public forum about their advanced knowledge of the role in President Trump's plan to prevent the peaceful transition of power. It also stated that the Justice Department ought to seek testimony from Jordan regarding his materially relevant communications with Donald Trump or others in the White House. Jordan was a key advocate of Trump's election falsehood and co-conspirator in Trump's bid to steal power. Trump faces He was one of the GOP's chief crusaders pushing falsehood that threatened the constitutional order. If his fellow Republicans elevate Jordan to speaker, they will be fully embracing Trump's power. Yeah, well, tell us something we don't know, darlings. Tell us something we don't know. Oh my God, that's a lot. Jordan is just such a yeah. I know, right? Like, oh, so mediocre, so goofy. Oh my goodness. I think I need another nap. I definitely need more weed. Well, I think I'll put on some music. Before I'm just going to take a minute. I just need to kind of like, what? Good music. Let's make it really low. There we go. What's everyone doing today? Oh, so wait, today's Monday. Okay, so tomorrow. Tomorrow, let's see. Wait, so what's his name? Did McAfee just say that he'll see us Friday? Is that what he said? He'll see us Friday? Fox is another super, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like normal people who are Republicans should stand up and say, Greg Gutfeld and Jesse Waters are two of the most disgusting human beings on the planet and don't deserve to be amplified in any respect. I don't want to hear them take my order at the drive-thru. Like, I don't want to hear Greg Gutfeld's voice ever again. I don't ever want him to speak again. I want him to be silent. Oh my God, I look so tired. I want him to be silent. I hate Greg Gutfeld. Oh my God, Jesse Waters. Those two are horrid. They're so fomenting of hate. And I can almost hear the chuds at home watching them going, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's so disgusting. And then I was watching, okay, so unfortunately, I do watch Tim Pool once in a while because he gets guests on that I want to hear what they're saying. And he had Ann Coulter on, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, who is singularly awful, I know. I guess I'm just like, when I listen to them, and they're supposed to be like the normal, not normal, but they're supposed to be mainstream right-wingers. Does that make sense? There is so much hatred and bigotry coming out of her mouth that I can't even fathom how, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it just speaks to something in someone that there's some like hate inside of them, and it like reaches in there and pulls it out and makes it, and it gives it sunlight. And it's just so, like, I don't understand how you do that. I don't understand how you act like that when it comes to like civil rights and shit. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, great name. Wait, what? Say that again. I'm curious, why is Jessica Tarloff let to speak freely on the show with Jesse here? Who's Jessica Tarloff? Oh, is that the what? Jessica Tarloff, is she the one that was just got her NDA taken care of? I think. I'm not sure. Oh, for the Fox, the five fuckers. Yeah, I think she, it's just an act. I mean, I think she probably thinks those things because she's like the left-wing voice on the five. But I think it's just, I mean, we know that's just an act. All right. I better take a nap and take a shower. I should probably do that. Well, I'm sorry I was late this morning. I really am. I'll do better, I promise. Maybe I shouldn't stay up late gaming and then expect to be bright and bushy-tailed in the morning. Maybe. Anyway, thank you all so very much. Wait, the older people. Oh my God, no, they're the worst. No, there's some really bad people in the world. But I will see you guys. I'll see you tomorrow for the speaker. Aw, thanks, Diana. I will see you tomorrow for the speaker clusterfuck. So keep your. I'll try and put up a thing to get a notification, like a whatever schedule announcement. And then we can spend some time tomorrow. But yeah, and then I do have to drive my little girl to the airport tomorrow because she's going away for a few weeks. But I'm happy she's gonna have a great time. And so I will be live tomorrow morning to cover speaker stuff, and then probably will be gone a little bit of the day, and then Wednesday. Well, I have to figure out what this fucking schedule is for McAfee, because he said something this morning like, see you Friday. And I'm like, what do you mean, see you Friday? Aren't you guys supposed to be having some shit? Yeah, my wee one. She's going away. She's going to have fun. She's going to go see her friends. And I'm very happy. When you work in the industry, it's kind of weird. Like, you can't take days off when you're working on a film project. You have to work all the time until the film project's done. And then you can take some time off, but you don't get paid for that time. So it's like hiatus. So she's taking a couple weeks hiatus until she starts something else. So it's important for her to get some downtime, because it's an exhausting schedule, I will say. It's not very glamorous. It's not as glamorous as I thought it was going to be. So, but nonetheless, she's lucky and grateful and happy to be working, so it's all good. If Judge Janine has one more facelift, yeah, save some for us. All right, I love you guys. I mean, I don't love you because I don't know you, but I love you. And I will see you very soon. So have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. We're gonna start our music. Da 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 da. Dog's barking. Dog needs to go out. All right. Bye. Yeah, please hit the like. Thanks, Jen.